Mark in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Good afternoon / good evening. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Brick Something News. I'm Brick Something, and over here, my friend Josh Brown of Josh Brown Customs. Easy to remember. What's up, Josh?
How's it going, Brick? Thanks for having me back, man.
Of course. And actually, I don't hear myself anymore, so thank you. We figured it out.
Hopefully everyone else can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, so they can hear you. And what your technical prowess on figuring out that problem was amazing to watch. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, my heart was pounding. So, it's every day doing technical support, I guess. So help me out there.
Yeah, no, it's not that big a deal because we're just hanging out. This is the show for anybody who's new. It's literally just me and a buddy just like, hey, what's some cool blank you saw this week? And ephemera, I should say. And so that's what we're going to do. But oftentimes my buddies that are coming through to the show are doing some cool shit themselves. There I go. I tried to hold it back, but they're doing some good stuff themselves. And Josh is no different. So when he says Josh Brown of Josh Brown Customs, not to get it twisted, but this guy is a fine provider of beautiful parts for you to do some cool stuff with your figures. You want to remind folks about what Josh Brown Customs is all about?
Sure. And, I realize how weird Josh Brown of Josh Brown's Customs sounds.
No,
I swear it's a reference. It's a reference to the Secret Galaxy stream, and I don't know how that happened, but they just kind of started calling me, "Oh, Josh Brown of Josh Brown Customs," and then I get stuck in this weird YouTube rename thing where you can only do it twice every 14 days.
But anyway, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so I try to swap, and then sometimes I get stuck on the Josh Brown of Josh Brown Customs, and I'm in another stream, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm just like, "It's fine, don't worry about it." But I make 3D printed action figure parts for mostly Legions, but also AWOC. I have plenty of those, Plunderlings and Savage Crucible, Odious, and all sorts of stuff. So just kind of, I like to bring. A lot of guys focus on just Legions all the time, which is cool and great, and that's a huge community. But I want to try to develop more of it and bring those kind of things together. So joshbrowncustoms.com. All my stuff is there. The site's kind of dead because I'm getting ready for Legions Con. But
when you say dead, it's alive and people can go and buy stuff, but not a whole lot of new updates at the moment because stuff is coming.
I'm probably not gonna be able to put anything up until Legions Con. I do this.
Yeah.
I have my 9 to 5, and then I try to do some printing outside that time, and then family time, and it's just I don't think I'm going to do any new stuff for the site. So I have a lot more stuff cooking for Legions Con than I expected. So I was I really want to focus on that, and I got 3 months, so not even that anymore. So
Legions Con is a big deal for you. I know last year was both of our first times, and you were there. Last time you were butting up with D-Blay Makes, and you guys shared a table. This year you've got some pretty big news, right?
Yeah. I got on the wait list last year, right out the show. I talked to Jeremy. I said, just put me on there. Didn't expect anything. And then a couple of weeks back, he emailed and said, "Hey, I got a spot for you. You're in the hall, but you're in if you want it." I'll take it. So
hell yes.
Have my own table. Yeah.
Did he tell you at all, are they at the point where they're telling you kind of where in the room you might be, or is that not yet figured out?
No, not yet. I don't think there's table numbers yet. I think if you're in the room, you kind of get the same spot, but I think in the hallway, it's just kind of different every year, probably. So hopefully I'll be kind of by the front door.
I see.
But that's what I'm hoping, because I think there's a corner. If you turn around and kind of walk around the corner, that might have been a little less foot traffic, but I'm just happy to be there. So
You know, if you're at Legion's Con, definitely look at the show floor and go to all of them. I made it. I wanted to make sure that I saw everything, so I like that kind of side. So I'll be with Spiro and myself and Adam. We were just on the show, and we were just chatting it up. But you know, we're in the sort of back of the room, basically. And then if you continue down that hallway, there's this whole other hallway towards around the main big room. And a lot of cool stuff. Like that's where some of my favorite customizers were there. Lop Meharada was there showing off a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
The From the Realm guys were there. Brutal Realm was there. Gosh, who else was out there?
Megan J was over there too, I think.
That's right, with Ryan's stuff. And so yeah, definitely if you're there, check out everything. Go see Josh Brown's new digs. He's gonna have his own table. So with your own table, because you were again with D Blake, and D Blake has, I mean, he makes displays, but he's got a massive display with his thing. Yeah. Have you thought much about like, okay, what does this mean for me and how am I gonna brand this space? Have you given it much thought?
I mean, I was going to pick your brain about that at some point because I could use some advice because I need all the stuff still. I need to get table runners and standees and all that stuff. So maybe after the stream we can touch base on that because I definitely need. Yeah, I would like to be a little. I like to overdo things, so it'd be cool if I could have like a table that's much nicer than I deserve to have. You know what I mean? Like at my first year.
What do they say? Dress for the job you want or whatever.
Exactly.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm exactly the same way. I overdo things. Like a full-on video MTV homage intro to it's like a show that
I'm like, oh, I want to take a picture this weekend. I should go buy a new camera and make sure
So that's cool. Guy. So you're working on that. I know, give folks a sense of like, and I'll kind of flip through the website too. Like, what are some of the big items that you would love to kind of like highlight? I've got one page up. Let me take that page up because I want to get to that point. But and I'll bring up the deal. Like as far as like exclusive pieces versus this, I think it's helpful for folks to know. How that all works.
Yeah. And right now I'm actually trying to get finished with all the printing for like all the non-Legion stuff. So I want to have a load of Odious stuff and all that stuff exclusive to me because I kind of get that. I commission all those sculpts and everything, so no one else has those. So I'm going to have, the dino hands. I have a new color this year. I'm going to have like blue. And then I have a whole host of like new weapons for Odious's arms. So I got like a big blade. I think some of them are listed there, but I got like blades and a couple like Wolverine claw looking stuff, and I have one I haven't shown yet. So I have like a chainsaw arm that you can put on Odious.
So you went straight to a ToyTuber part of the ToyTuber collection, which again, like as I show here, that's actually the page that I definitely want to talk about. You're referencing like the Odious stuff, which is awesome. But then of course you got a bunch of other things. So I don't want folks to think that's the limits of what you got. You've got a ton of stuff on here. So like, what are the different sculptors you work on, and how do folks know what's exclusive or not? Hint, wink, wink.
All the stuff that I get commissioned are exclusive. So all the ToyTuber stuff is exclusive. And I usually I work with several people. Jason Demon 3D Studio, he did those dino hands. And also that dinosaur head was just a part of another one of his headsets that he had publicly available that you can just buy. But I said, hey man, can you like take the hole that's like for the neck and just put it in the back? And then, so that was born. And then, from there I was like, who else do I know out there? This was a cool idea. Like, let's, I know Robo a bit. I know Dave Wonder, and, I kind of through chats and stuff, I've kind of gotten a rapport and made friends with these guys. And I was like, some of these guys have logos that I was like, that would be really cool as a head or something. So it just kind of happened and steamrolled from there, and worked with Giant Art for a lot of the sculpts. Rogue Printing Machine also did some sculpts for like the Secret Galaxy stuff. Which you won't see here, except for the accessories,
the weapons, So
it just kind of turned into like a thing, and I was like, it's cool. And I mentioned I like to bring, a lot of the Legions guys stick to just like Legions, and it's like dwarves and this and that. And I was like, it'd be cool to like kind of bring the rest of my toy world, because I'm more of a generalist. I love legions, but I also love other stuff. I love the toy community as a whole. Let's bring them into legions a little bit. I thought that would be a cool idea. So,
and the legions culture, really. So like what we're talking about customizing, everybody does customizing. A lot of like, truly, it's like Marvel Legends. There's a lot of folks doing that, and Black Series. But there is definitely something special about the Legions community. And a lot of it has to do with like how these figures are designed in terms of the pop and swap ability. Absolutely. And how real early on they were, you know, helping folks with like, you know, to try and like make some clarifications on like what they would like made and not, and, you know, all that kind of thing, giving guidelines, all that kind of thing. And then even highlighting it, you know, one of their marketing guy, director of marketing, I think is his name, or lore keeper, Jeremy Gerard, before joining the company, he was like one of the most prolific and a little bit incredibly talented customizers there were. Absolutely. So it's like, he knows the importance of customizing. And, you know, I don't know if people realize, but as a customizer, not a part of the company, like he wanted to celebrate other customizers and created this little thing called Legions Con for everybody to come through. And he envisioned the whole thing as sort of a traveling art show, like come bring your customs and we'll show it. And now here we are, and it's become this place where people go to like buy custom parts as well as share stuff, as well as like talk Legions. And now it's like a little bit of an indie toy hub where you've got Spearow, you've got Galactic Valor, the Meta Travelers, pretty much everybody is there kind of like showing off their stuff. Brutal Realm, From the Realm, as I mentioned earlier. So it's kind of like there's this culture that's been built around our love for one particular line, but also celebrating a bunch of different lines. And so when I say like, hey, let's bring that culture of things like going to joshbrowncustoms.com and buying heads and putting them on my figures, like that's really lit. And you make this whole thing possible. You and I know there's a bunch of other folks who do it. And this whole idea of like the exclusive supplier sort of these ToyTube stuff, I think is really cool. Especially, and so we'll look at some of the customs today of what people have made, but your Odious stuff in particular, I think is really good for what Wade's doing and Unparalleled Universe is doing. Cause it's like, you know, we've got the one figure and he always envisioned it. Like he has this vision for not just the character, but the type of toy he wanted to make and the type of like, you know, he's mentioned a bunch of different times, but the idea of like soft goods and being able to customize it. This character changes. Yep. So here you jump in and you're like, and you and all these awesome sculptors, and you're like, okay, what if we have this weapon? Or what if for whatever reason he had dinosaur hands? And that's,
I know. And that was fantastic. From, you know, those dinosaur hands, that was from one of those like 7-hour streams he used to do with Robo, and it was like 3 a.m. and I couldn't even remember, but as soon as I saw that dinosaur, I just thought back to that. I was like, that would be a wild, super deep cut that I don't know if anybody will even care. But then as soon as I showed it, like it was amazing, just like how many people were like the dino hands, and I'm just like, how I can't believe so many people even remembered that from the stream. And just kind of went from there. Yeah, there's toying around.
Yeah, you got Kevin there, you've got Dave Wonder's stuff, and then who else have you gotten? You mentioned to me a while back, like, hey, you got a logo, and I was just like, no one wants to. What do you do with the logo? But you're talking like, I don't know. It's just, but I think these guys have a following, and I think it's cool. Like you got Tusk, Robos, and this is really cool because like the second I look at that, I was like, oh, that's Dave.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, and that was for you know, his charity live streams that he did. Yeah. So like all the proceeds from that head kind of went to Extra Life like during the marathon. So like I think I have a few more up, but yeah, we donated a few $100 just from the sales of those heads, which was cool. And
I know Robo never expected to have like a jetpack, but how cool is that? I think it's really cool, man.
Yeah. That was just kind of not even part of that sculpt. Like,
that's right. It was a cosmic
deal. I just had that, and I was like, that would actually work really well together as a kid or whatever. So, and none of these have anything to do with like the size of the channel, or it's just like, who do I know, and do they have a logo or something that makes sense? Like, And a lot of people have skull logos apparently, like Robo and Dave and Secret Galaxy. It's kind of, I know, right? So it just whatever translates, and I think would be cool.
That's cool,
kind of
man.
where we went. Yeah.
I love what you're doing, and I definitely want to show off a little bit about like what people have actually done with your parts, and we'll take a look at some other custom stuff today. I want to look at like toy photos, what people are doing. It's been a little bit since I've been able to do that, and then there's a couple bits of news. But before that, I'd be remiss if I didn't say hello to all the awesome people who've been waiting patiently as we handled some tech issues. Let's go and say hello to Blake. What's going on, man? Yes. Definitely time to talk action figures. Brian sends his regrets. That's cool. No one ever has to watch live. There's always replay and, comment and say hello. But I just appreciate when people drop in. So thank you, Brian. You're awesome, man. Mr. Ryan Clark is here. What's up, man? Good to see you. Got to hang out with him. I was going to say in real life, but on the channel, which was rad. Him and this guy. What's up? Larry's Geeky World is here. Larry. And Endless Fables, who I'm sure is somewhere in here. Speaking Moistly, good to see you, man. Shout out to Speaking Moistly and all of the channel members. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Allison Troy, who loves to hear that Spiro doesn't hate women. That's a deep cut. But yes. Hey, Allison, love you. What's that?
He said, good to know.
Yeah, definitely. I love the massaging thing. At first I was like, oh, took a while. Oi, what's up, Spaded One? Good to see you. What's all this then? Let's see. Sorry, that was horrible, but hello anyways. This guy does not suck, and he does have it, and totally get this. It just sometimes happens. Did you like blow the cartridge? Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Or tap the side, or
plug it back in. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Ray? Or Rhea. I've heard people say things differently. Recently, I heard someone say Rhea. Please help me, but I've been saying Ray the whole time. But let me know. This guy, the Collecting Brothers. What's up? What's up, homies? I said this guy, the Collecting Brothers. This guy, John of the Collecting Brothers, is probably more accurate. And I know JOSH, the AI, is listening in because they're always listening. What's up, Gabriel? Happy Sunday to you, sir. Thank you again to you and all the awesome channel members. Love you guys. Spaded One, huzzah. This guy's specifically saying hello to you, so we got to throw that up there, man.
Good to see you.
Christopher Bouchard, hello again. Good to see you. Thank you so much for, joining us for that monkey business conversation. I love the questions, love the commentary. Nolan is here. Of course, Nolan is here, and I really love it. Never taken it for granted, but always appreciated. E. McNeil, what's going on, E? Hope you're doing well, man. And this guy, still no giraffe parts. What happened to your notes? You have those notes? Prove it.
I'm still taking them. Yeah,
okay.
I have my scribe over here. Yeah.
You can't see it because I have to like squeeze the thumbnails a little bit, but on the side, there's like a bunch of Post-it notes. But we crop those out. So, all right, folks, let's talk toys, a little bit of housekeeping. At the bottom, you see this scrolling thingy. And basically, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. And I'm a visual person, so I'd love to see things. So if you're the same way and you want to like listen in, but also just control the screen yourself and take a look at everything, please do. I put down the links on a Google Doc. Basically, it's no like I don't get any ad revenue. People have asked like, I don't want to click on your link. No, it's nothing like that. It's just a Google Doc. Go there and you can access anything because people are always like, oh man, what was that thing you mentioned? Where can I find it? Do that. Also, when you click through and it's somebody's Instagram, say hello. Tell them like, just meet these folks. That's the beautiful thing about this sort of like modern 21st century community of toy collectors. Josh was saying like, no, man, like you just reach out to people. These are people I watch, people I like. I'm going to make ToyTube parts. That's what's up.
You're the only person who said no to me so far. So
it's because I'm just I get shy and weird, man. See, that's what I thought. Note that down, those of you who are saying it wrong. What's up, Ray? And Paul Morales, what's up, man? Good to see you. Paul's great, man. I was saying hello to everyone. So damn funny. Okay, So let's get on with it. Oh, I should also say you'll see a QR code down in the bottom right corner. So that, and you can use that as well. Now, we're looking at, that's a Robo set, that's a Dave Wheeler set, and so on. But on page 1, was the Odious stuff first that you developed? Was it a
Odious
Robo
was
head?
first. No,
Odious
Odious was first.
Okay.
Yeah, just the dino hands was first. Yeah.
Got it.
I'm not sure
And
how much
then-
time it took before Robo, but yeah, Robo was after the dino hands.
Okay. I'm noticing it says sold out. Oh, actually, sorry, another point of correction. I'm no longer in Japan, but my computer sometimes thinks that I am. And so Josh doesn't
Oh.
sell things from Japan and put things in Japanese yen. I don't know why it's doing that. I haven't figured it out. So you'll have to go, again, more incentive to go to the links in the document, but I'll also put it in for the
I didn't even notice that until just now.
Yeah, so I can't get rid of it, and I haven't figured it out. But Secret Galaxy, I remember seeing those as well. And more recently, just not too long ago, the other day or so, oops, jumping ahead, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's this one. Yes.
Yeah.
So Sawyer Don. Do you happen to know his real name, or would they just prefer Sawyer Don?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
So do you not know this person at all?
I don't. I might, but I don't. But I mean, we've chatted, you know, a little bit on Instagram, and I think he's coming to Legion's Con for sure. So he was like looking forward to meeting there. So I may have saw him last year, but once I see the face, it might be one of those things where I reconnect it, you know. But
okay. Well, how cool is it now to like sit back and sort of see what people are doing with the things that you're making?
Yeah, it's crazy, especially with this one. Like this one's cool. Like this, you know, I reached out to Dan after the Robo head and everything. Was just like, hey, would you be interested in this? I think this could really be a cool kit. And you know, that was months and months back and forth. And then he sold these through his site, and then you know, once those kind of sold through, seeing all the tags and stuff that people, you know, what they made with it and painting them up and stuff has been amazing. I have one that looks pretty much just like that, same build and everything. That's kind of the way I envisioned it, and it's an awesome kit.
Now, is this a so this is a kit? It's sold as a kit. The head, the key logo, and the chest piece, are those the 3 pieces?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's everything, and it comes with a little teeny tiny key that's like in the scale with like 1/6 key. I'd be surprised. I've never seen anyone do anything with that, but it's so tiny, and it came out so well. I was so surprised that a key that small would have actually printed. I was like, we got to throw this in. So he has this big key, his big weapon, and then a little tiny.
Was that something you came up with, or what's the key reference?
At the beginning of Dan Larson's videos, there's a key that flashes like really quick.
Intro.
I don't know. I don't think there's lore behind it or anything. And I was just like, I had the sculpt for the chess piece done. And then I asked the sculptor, Rogue Printing Machine, Kevin, I said, let's put it on a key. And as a surprise to Dan, then I showed it to him. And he's like, that's awesome. That's like that's a weapon now or whatever. So it just kind of went from there.
That's killer. I love it.
Yeah.
I love, and so were these are all, I know you some unpainted, but sometimes you have painted heads. Were these unpainted and then he had them painted separately? I guess
these were only sold unpainted, and they were sold via Dan's site. So Dan wanted to,
that's
so
right.
far he's the only one that we've done it this way, but he wanted to sell, basically I printed all the kits, packaged them up, sent them to Dan, and then he posted them on his site.
Gotcha. And so this was done by, I should just read, Blood and Ink Custom Creations did the painting, the
Derek
head,
Stringer
keys, and
is,
chest.
awesome work. Yeah.
Derek, nice. And then, of course, this guy, Josh Brown Customs, printed the items. And then I love that he thanked the body, because this is built on, it's built on a Cosmic Legions parts and Mythic Legions parts. I think it's super cool. I'm wondering, and I think I thought I knew this, but now I'm second guessing. Is it just a helmet, or did you do a skeleton with the helmet on?
It's one piece. So the skull with the helmet is a one piece, and then the earpiece and the rangefinders plug into the side. Monster Machine Creations, Jeremy Wilson sculpted that. So he did the helmet, and then Rogue Printing Machine did the key and the chest plug.
Very cool. And then what I really like about this whole, well, one, just I know you didn't make the decision, but that helmet is of course famously a laser tag helmet from back in the day, and this is a variation of yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he used to have it behind him. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't paid close attention.
Yeah.
But this is what I love, man. Like just this posing and handing this cosmic whatever key thing. I think it's awesome.
We almost did a big staff, but we opted for like the shorter club style key. Who knows what'll happen later, but
yeah, I dig this a whole lot. Let's see. Let me go and make sure that I think I posted it or I shared it. If I didn't in the chat, I'm trying to do double duty. There you go. And then let's move on to this one. So this was one that was done a while back, but I just kind of wanted to show people like, yeah, there's different things you can do. So this is like in the full-on tusk armor still. And I'm assuming, I mean, this person has a test shot, but I'm assuming, you know, they probably, I don't know what they ended up doing if they painted the skeleton or whatever, but this shows you, sorry, the skeleton key. But this sort of shows you everything. And then they made it clear that this is something done by a different group. Was it Mark II design?
Mark II. Yeah.
Very cool. And so, but you also have weapons, right? So you have similar weapons to this one. I'm trying to I don't know.
Yeah, I had an accessory kit that you could get the head and the weapon through the key through Dan's site, and then I did like a addendum package that you could get with 2 blasters. And they had the key on it, so you know the Cosmic Legions have the hole or like the plug on the weapon, so you could actually plug these into the hips for like some dual wielding blaster action.
Killer
hip shooters, and then chest plug.
I was going to say that thing in the middle looks familiar, but you put it in the middle of the thing, right? You don't, no vest required. It plugs directly into a tusk.
Goes straight into the chest.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you seen, so then my next question, these are the 2 that I've found. Have you seen other ones that stood out, either of the Secret Galaxy stuff or any other figures that stand out to you from any of the things?
I know one that's coming that I haven't, that I'm buying. And I will have it on my table at Legions Con, but I don't think he's shown it yet. If you're familiar with Low Fidelity Customs, he does some pretty amazing stuff. So he might be working on something using that kit. I don't know if you've seen his stuff, but his stuff is it's very distinctive. Low Fidelity Customs on Instagram.
And I know with some of these, like you will often like sort of share like painted versions and then sometimes not, but on the site, he does sort of show it on a figure. So you can kind of get a sense of what it looks like. That sculpt is beautiful, man. Printed out look at that thing.
Giant art
beard.
Kills.
Damn.
The beard's a bit big for Robo, but I don't know. We just liked it. It's fine.
No, no, it's fine. It's
not perfectly accurate, but we liked it a little bigger. And then the
his hair kept growing when he died is what it is.
Exactly.
And so oops, I don't know why this is, but yes, it's really cool. It's a great sculpt.
That hat took some revisions, man. That's a tough hat to get right. We went back and forth on the hat a bit, but I think we got it pretty dang spot on.
It's really cool. And so again, if you're wondering like, oh man, what do these look like when they're in a figure, just click through. So let's see, I love this Robo android skull. Just click through and then you'll see the sort of thumbnails underneath and you can see what these look like. Cause the renders are cool, but like, so the eyes here translate differently. They almost look like they're inset and then you come over here, or they're like inward, but here you can see that they've, like are sort of more jutting out. Like little
I don't list anything until I've actually printed it. I think a lot of places they like a set comes out and they take the renders and they list them, and I'm just like I don't have that confidence in myself to where I'm like I could blast it out real fast. I take the time. I make sure they're printed. I take pictures on a figure so people can get a better sense of it and then sell them then. So I'm usually behind on a lot of things. At least it's like publicly available stuff. If it's exclusive, it doesn't matter. But like Jason will come out with a new set, and I'm like, I may not list it for like another month or 2 after everyone else. But
these were definitely some of my favorites because deep cut aside, I just think like he's a sorcerer, and just this notion of the translucent kind of like magic hands. I just think it's a cool visual and a cool idea.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we, and I don't know, it's just something to think about, especially with magic users. Like, yeah, I could see, like, I'm thinking about those ports, like, more like effects coming out of their hands, or like even they had a longer neck with this dinosaur head coming out. I think it's really cool. And just, again, I think, I know Wade is into this, but I just think it's like so good for his figure and his brand to like extend that world, right? So like, we know that he's in this weird place where he wanted to come out earlier with some of the other figures, but because of the tariffs and stuff, he had to put it on pause. We're like back in business. He's working on that. But in the meantime, like, think of all the cool things that you can do with this kind of stuff. I love that.
Yeah, I need to hit him up. I was going to see if you wanted to have a couple things on, because I'm going to bring stuff for Odious. You can just have it on his table, maybe something to show, and that, go that route. And I'm sure we'll have the prototypes for the other stuff there to show and everything. So,
yep. I loved all of this stuff, man. Like the machete hand, it's similar. It's like, okay, yeah, put him in a world, give him weapons, and it's so cool.
When he did the slasher Odious, I was like, he needs a big machete, so let's just put it on his arm. I don't know why I keep going to like the arm thing. I just think it's kind of like a cool thought to have just like arm attachments instead of just him holding a knife. But
curious, what are folks seeing? Like, what are some other ideas folks have, or in the chat, or maybe after the show you want to drop a comment? That would be cool.
Absolutely. Give me ideas, please.
Yeah. And let's see. I know some other folks dropped in while we were talking. Hey, this guy, Sebastian. What's up? Sebastian Gomez 3D, who was on the show Tuesday. Was that just Tuesday? Yeah, man, time flies. So check that out on the replay. Awesome conversation with him. Another one of these many talented sculptors whose figures are now going to be coming out through Mondo, the squads for the Giraffe movie. Check those out. Awesome conversation. Awesome just to get a sense of how this stuff all happens. I think it's a great story, great conversation. Rob Zamora is here. I'm kind of with him on this. Removable helmets need to be more of a regular thing, and I see that like in some really great parts. Of course, it's always a struggle because every head is shaped differently, right? And every sizes, but and then you have to figure out the right material, right?
Yeah, we talked about it, and I think we wanted to make sure the helmet or the skull looked like it filled it out well. And we were afraid that like if we tried to do separate, it'd be kind of gappy and it would maybe look bigger than it needed to be and stuff. But I know Rob's saying with action figures, factory produced, I agree with you. With the 3D print stuff, I don't know, maybe we were scared of it, but we shied away from it.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's see. I can imagine folks even doing like, when sometimes you get these play helmets, they have like those little, or like a bike helmet, and it comes with a little sticker foam that you put in and kind of get right to. I'm sure people could figure something out like that. If you're already buying custom parts, you're probably down to do some little tricks and customizing just to get it right anyways. So that's an idea. But I'm with Sebastian, man. This community's ingenuity is unparalleled, and I think that's perfect. Let's leave that on the screen there with Odious, because I think that parallel is real good. And what's up, Winger Lose? Good to see you, man. Thank you for watching. I love that guy. All right, let's move on. So I know you do the ToyTuber thing, and we've already shown that other people are, starting to take your parts and create some awesome customs. But let's talk a little bit more official. We said that you're going to be at Legions Con this year in November. They've already announced that one of the sets of exclusive at Legions Con, the exclusive Mythic Legions figures that are coming, is actually going to be a set of figure packs. Basically, there's 2 different sets. Is that right? Or and that with each of these sets, you can create other characters. So there's a female figure that can be turned into 2 different women. And then there's a male figure that can be created to 2 different men characters. And actually it's more than 2 truly, because infinite combination, or not infinite, but a bunch of combinations. But this was that tease, just as background. And so these were the characters. We've got this guy, and they have the names and there's all that, but yeah, that's not necessarily what we're going to be talking about today. We're just going to look at these awesome figures. We've talked about them here before. Shout out to David Williams, who worked with the folks at Four Horsemen to kind of develop some dope characters. I think these are really cool.
Oh, I love them. Yeah, they're awesome.
So these are what people can get at Legion's Con, and like that little the fairy wings, they're cool, right, in and of themselves. But if you're ever like, man, these are cool, but like, what more could I do with them after I get them? And so Josh has an answer, and you want to tell folks about what your thoughts are for Legion's Con?
So I mean, I love these figures, but as soon as I saw them, I was like, the heads are reuse, which is an obvious choice for convention exclusives. It makes perfect sense. But I was like, okay, that'd be really cool to do like a pack of heads, one for each of the different characters, especially because the warrior and the revenant are kind of not wishy-washy, but they're like, they could be kind of anything. They're a little more open-ended, but like the female figures, the Churel and the nymph, are pretty specific, right? Like the Churel is like a Indian Pakistani kind of folklore type deal, and then a nymph, there's like stereotypical nymph images that you see in your head. So it's like, okay, let's see what we can do. So I talked to a sculptor friend of mine, Jason Rodriguez, who we've had on here before. Jason, and he actually has been cranking on some of these heads, and he sent me renders for 3 of the 4 earlier today. And I sent them over to you so we can check them out.
Yeah, exclusive reveal, I guess. Exclusive
reveal.
That's a thing that ToyTubers love, and I'm a ToyTuber, I suppose.
That's right.
So here's the nymph.
This is the nymph.
Is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, so I wanted to go, much more closer to what you kind of see in your head as a nymph. Pixie haircut, elven ears. Hey, take it easy, Ray.
See you, Ray.
Kind of like a wooden tiara type thing. I think she came out great. They're still not finished, but he sent me these over to show on the stream. So if anyone has any feedback or any ideas, please let me know. But I thought it was kind of fun to make her, make her pretty, give her a smile, kind of like lure you in type of a thing. Because if you read the story, that's like, you don't want to. She might look like she's friendly and nice and happy and all that stuff, but if you don't pass her trials and riddles or whatever, she's going to take control. So I thought that was an interesting dichotomy there, and I love this head sculpt too. It's
I do too. It's amazing. One of my favorites.
But
you're right. Like, it's cool. You're getting this, and they are reused. The Legion's reuse is always so cool because they really do embody like a different character. They've got amazing, painters and designers on their end.
They're the best. They're the best at it. Like, I don't think they're just the best at it. So
agreed. And so, but if you're at the con, you're going to have these, right? This is going to be the thing that you're bringing to the con. And then what are the plans after? Are you looking to make them available online as well? Or what do you?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't. I don't feel like I need to make something not available for people that can't go or whatever. So I'll have them on the site, and I may not sell through the ones I print. I don't know how much I'll get through. We'll see, because there's going to be 4 of these, and then I don't know how many I need. It's hard for me to gauge. I'm a small shop. I'm just kind of one guy. Like, I'm not like a big, big operation or anything. So it's hard to know. And last year was kind of get a gauge on what people were interested in and how many things, numbers in terms of selling stuff. But will it be different now that I have my own table? I don't know. So I may only have 20 of these or something at the show. So we'll see.
That's cool. So this is one of 4. So the other thing is like, okay, how many different bodies am I going to need? Because I love that this year for these exclusives, they kind of built in that like, hey, you might want to get 2 of this figure. To be clear, if you don't follow this stuff really closely, this figure and the other woman figure, which is this one, they're the same package, and you get enough of the pieces to make this character and this character. But stop by Josh's booth and you can also make this character. So I think that's super cool. Let's go ahead and just show the this was for the pixie. What about this one? What were you thinking for this one?
Yeah, so this is the Churel, and I started looking. I was like, I've never heard this. Once they announced it, I was like, I've never heard this term before or this name. So I started looking into it, and it's real interesting. Like, it's a deep, like, folklore in India and Pakistan. Women that are kind of it gets dark anyway. But go look up the history. We'll keep the history for whatever.
Yeah.
But if you look up like depictions of the churel, they're a lot scarier than this. So I really wanted to kind of be a little more accurate to some of those scarier interpretations. So we came up with this one, and it's wild for sure. I may regret that hair later in terms of printing, but
in terms
some
of time.
In terms of time and just support marks all the way through the hair and all that stuff. But some of the distinctive features are fangs or tusks, and then like long tongue kind of like coming out of the mouth usually. So definitely scarier than the other one. Yeah. So
definitely scarier than than this one.
Right.
Oh man, and what is this going to look like with that hood too, or kind of just draped around?
Yeah, I do kind of wonder how,
because it's a big, it's big.
Yeah, it's a big hood, but I wonder how far, because the hair goes back pretty far. So I'm curious if that'll interrupt or get caught in the hood. So we might have to play with that. But
hood down. Yeah. But it's really cool. That's really cool. I love this. This reminds me of a creature from the Philippines too, but there's always this sort of thing. What color in the sort of imagery that you were looking at for research, generally, is it like kind of like this pale skin kind of thing like this, or I'm just
it's kind of all over the place. The tongue's usually black, or dark, like a dark black tongue. But yeah, the drawings and kind of depictions were all over the place. I mean, if you're going to use this body, you're going to be kind of, I say, stuck with painting your kind of like the pale whitish blue that is. But I think it'll still look cool.
Yeah, and for the folks I do say, hey, links to everything we've seen. The exception would be stuff like this when the guest brings on stuff that's exclusive. I would just say wait till I'm assuming that Josh will be sharing these on his IG over at Josh Brown Customs, and then but I think it's really cool, man. I love the idea to take the Legions Con exclusive and specifically make a set for that, and so I think it's brilliant. So people can already plan, I'm getting these exclusives and I can make these cool characters as well. And if you're the kind of person who's like, yeah, but I don't paint, man, just go to Legions Con, talk to people. You'll find somebody who will make arrangements, make deals, have conversations. So
there's probably people there live painting. I mean, Steam Powered Mum might be. Who knows? I was going to ask him that. If I could just have him buy stuff from my table and just send them over to his table, he'll paint it for you. Just go over there and give him some money and he'll do it. But I need to work that out. Don't do that yet. But
I love that. So to review, you've got the churel. Am I saying that right? Churel?
Yeah, that's a churel, yeah.
And here is the Josh Brown Customs exclusive alt head that you could potentially get. Are you selling these individually or as a set?
I think I'm going to sell the two females as a set, because you get one, and then I'm going to sell the two. I thought about doing all four. I was like, let's not lock people in. Someone might only buy one or the other. So I'm probably going to sell the two female and the two males together.
Okay, that makes sense. And then here was the sort of fairy / pixie. I see you, Rob.
Yeah, he wants to see that.
I'm sure there's a question mark and a please in there implied, Rob. And no, so here she is.
Very demanding, Rob.
And again, all of these you're saying they're sort of still in progress. These are early renders that he sent over to you to kind of share, and it's a cool look. It's different. We don't have we don't have this hair yet in the parts library from Mythic Legion.
Surprisingly not. Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking about that now. I was like, I can't think of really many pixie haircut sculpts, even the custom ones. So yeah, I thought this was a perfect fit.
Yeah, it's really cool. So there you go. I love that. And I also love that you're kind of trying to think of the existing character and kind of build on that rather than, it's not totally random. So,
yeah. I mean,
he's got thoughts. He's got thoughts. Again, get out your notepad with that to take word notes furiously. But no, that's what's up. Rob let us know. He's saying maybe give her more of a menacing smile, something like behind the look rather than more cheerful.
Yeah, I went back and forth between like full on smile and then like smirk, like the half, kind of like a half smile, like I hear you.
Yeah, folks are digging what you're doing. First, oh, I didn't miss you, Zio. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming by. And if you missed it, Ray Paz came through. We said hi, but just want to say hello again. Mr. Ryan Clark wants to shout out. Very cool nymph. Good stuff. Folks are digging it. Real nice. Insane. Which one's? Oh, I know. It's probably this one. Boom, boom. Oh, that's funny how that lined up.
It's definitely, because that's the one thing about the two female characters, like the ones they're coming out with, like they're different heads, but they're similar-ish. They're both like in terms of the face sculpt. So like now they're different. So there's no mistaking.
I dig it, man. Really cool. Again, love the idea. Let's take a look at what you did for the dudes in the line. You kind of threw out there like, oh, I was you kind of made that. Was it? I didn't want to misquote, but they could have pushed these a little bit more. Oh, it was reuse that you're pointing out. Yeah, these are all reused.
Yeah, I mean, especially
on these because they're armored heads, right? They are, and it's fine. But like again, if you want to take them in a more unique direction, you might have some options. So what were you thinking for this guy?
Yeah, and the two male characters, and I don't have one for the Revenant yet, so there's nothing to show there. So this is the only one else I have left today.
Okay.
But, it's hard to think because it's just the warrior or the Revenant. I'm like, the nymph and the trail. There's something to go on. I can Google that and kind of.
In terms of the story that they've revealed, if you folks aren't following, it's all here. But yes, so I love that too. You're incorporating what they intended and not necessarily going like way off book.
Yeah, but these are definitely more open-ended. So really, I just started looking for helmet designs and working with Jason, and we came up with something a little different. I don't think it's been done before, but something a little more animalistic and kind of skull-ish. So this is kind of what we're working with here. Cool. Yeah, we found someone made a helmet that was kind of looked similar to this, and Jason has obviously kind of gone added his flourishes and made it his own and stuff too. I was like, that's really cool. I don't know if it's like a dog skull or something with I don't know, a little bit of Skeletor in there. And that piece is actually hinged too, so that'll raise up, and there is just a normal kind of face skull underneath. So I don't think I've seen anything like this before either. So just like that's perfect. So let's
the cutout is really cool, and that little peeking of like chainmail going on here on the sides is pretty cool. It's funny when you do these things. It's like you're creating these things, but you know that then someone, the customizer, will have to paint it or get it painted up. So I assume it's always like a trick to make it like you don't want to make. I mean, you could make something really incredibly complex, but that sort of shrinks maybe your pool of who might feel comfortable buying it and attempting to paint it, right?
Yeah, and also, the more intricate it is, the harder it is to print, probably too.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, I'm not thinking of the painters as much as I'm thinking of myself.
Yeah, no, that's
whenever I'm trying to figure that out, because the painters are amazing. I don't know, it seems like they can paint anything. All the guys that I work with like Steam or Brian Ramos or whatever.
Steam's a beast.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. So there's nothing they haven't been able to kind of handle in terms of shapes or whatever. So, but no, we just saw this helmet. Jason was like, "That's awesome," and then he does his thing. Like, I'm not an art director. I'm not a creative, like in terms of design or characters or whatever. I really lean on the sculptors to kind of just go with it, and then they're just like, how about this? I'm just like, perfect. I don't it's amazing. I think we're going to add some pitting and some weathering and stuff. It's real smooth.
To the armor, to the
armor, to kind of match the body. But I thought this was cool.
That's really cool, man. I think it looks really, really, I think it's really cool. I'm thinking maybe the dimensions wise, I'm wondering, I don't know, but I like the fin too, sort of going on with the head.
Yeah,
I could see people taking it different directions, like painting this more of like a yellow bone type thing and keeping this more
absolutely.
metal.
Yeah.
So many different things.
Yeah, whenever things are two pieces like that, I think it opens it up to even more possibilities. Like a gold front face would be cool too, and then yeah, just all
Cool
over the
looking
place.
portrait too. The actual human
Yeah,
underneath. I love it. That's cool, man.
Yeah. Jason's unreal. I mean, he gave me all those today. I think I talked to him last week, and he was just like, "How about this?" I don't know. I mean,
Man.
that's what he said. That's why they call him Jason Demon, right? Didn't he say that on your stream? Like, why do they call you Jason Demon? He's like, well, I sculpt like a demon or something.
Yeah.
You know, I'm super fat. He ain't lying, man. He freaking
Nope.
he bangs it out. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, he really does. It's awesome. Larry's saying, "Can I get that in metallic green?" I'm sure you can. That's the beauty of customizing. Someone will do it, and I'm
You
sure
can-
there's like Legions folks who already know. Like you tell them, I'm assuming you're talking about some of the armory stuff, the green armor. You tell them that, and like they'll know. They'll know how to
I'm
like
pretty sure that people in the
fix it.
Cabal have found matches for all those armors now. So
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Cool stuff.
but if
And
they,
you mentioned Skeletor. I thought that was really this guy apparently got to meet Skeletor. I would love to know which Skeletor, Dorlax, and good to see you, man. Are we talking a voice actor? Are we talking I don't know. What's his name? Jared Leto? I don't know. But Jared Leto.
let's hope not that one. I'll say
But I think this is really cool, man. I love what
Thank
you're
you.
doing with Josh Brown's. I hope it's like a Josh Brown Customs, I should say. I don't know. I hope it's successful, and I hope that like I think it's a really great way to kind of like be like, hey, I'm doing the special kit for the Mythic Legions, Legions Con exclusives. So
Yeah. And if anyone has any ideas for the Revenant, please let me know. Apparently, it's a ghost, an apparition. It's got like a skull. You know, the one that they have is a skull with a helmet. I'm trying to think of something different for that. So, hit me up if you have any thoughts or ideas on that, because we're kind of hemming and hawing on that one.
It's cool, man. I love it. And shout out to Dorlaxon and specifically Alan Oppenheimer, who we got to meet. He is 95 years old for sure. We got to meet these folks, and that's awesome, man. Not just you mentioned Skeletor, but like voices on Transformers and like all over the place. So super talented voice actor. We just don't do them the same way anymore. Now we're like, finding like TV and film stars to voice things, which is fine. It is what it is. But man, those guys, multiple voices, and
I know.
exactly.
Voice actors might not think it's fine, but yeah.
Yes. Man, these folks like really, they brought our childhood to life.
I know.
So get your notepad, Ghost Ref.
Already wrote it down.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm looking at this, and what it needs is a giraffe head. No.
Yeah.
Check out Highly Articulated's channel.
Helmet.
Yeah, with the face sticking out of the front. But yes, check out Highly Articulated's channel. He and I were on the monkey business earlier today, and I invoked Josh to consider making people's giraffe dreams come true. But so to reiterate, you don't only have these. You're going to have a bunch of different heads, parts from your from that people can see on your store. Are the things that is pretty much what's going to be on the store is what you're bringing? Might there be other surprises?
There might be other surprises.
Okay.
And I'm working. There's a couple that I'm really excited about that I don't think we're in a position. I say we, but we're not in a position to show yet. But I'm working with a sculptor.
Enjoy the tease.
Yeah. With it's just it's bigger than I've normally kind of worked with. Normally I kind of stick with the smaller scaler, the 1.0s, the 2.0s or whatever. So it might be moving up in the scale wise for Legions, something kind of monstrous. So I'm working with a really cool sculptor, a buddy of mine who I've known for a few years, and I don't think he's ever done anything for Legions. Actually, no, he hasn't. So bringing someone else into the Legions
that's awesome
world there, of him, but we're going to keep it yeah, we're keeping that under wraps for now. I don't know how we're going to release this or tease it, but
yeah, I mean, you've got a
forward to
couple
it.
months, so yeah, tease out that
Yeah.
stuff. I'm happy to share if there's anything you want me to share. I'd love to let people know, but like, yeah, let folks know. And so Legions Con, if you haven't already planned on going, I can't hype it up and sell it enough. Definitely for the show, definitely for cool vendors, and like this guy, like D Blake Make, who he's there. D Blake Makes, who he was there with last year. I don't know if that sentence made sense. Unparalleled Universe and Odious, who we mentioned earlier. Spiro Toys, I will be there. Jason will be there. Adam will be there. Derek will be there. I think it's only going to be us four. I'm not sure. Maybe Sequoia will be there. But so the best part, and the reason I say all that is because yes, you can get cool stuff, but you get to hang out with a bunch of people, and it's it's a cool thing. It's like us doing the news, talking ephemera randomly all the time, and like going like, what do you think of this? And did you see that review?
4 days straight. Yeah, it's amazing. And shout out to D Blake Makes, man. Without him last year, I probably wouldn't be going. I definitely wouldn't have my own table this year, and who knows, maybe not even have done it. So, huge shout out to D Blake, man. Got my foot in the door with all this, and last year's experience was amazing, and hopefully I never miss it again. So,
yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. I keep playing my cards around. I want to go. That's awesome, man. So that's November, 7, 8, 9, I think is the dates this year or something. Yeah. So check it out. It's like $30 to get into the show. Of course, you got to figure out how you're going to get to Whippany, New Jersey, but check it out. Well worth it. And I've told people this, like, I actually did buy a ton of stuff last time. I did bring, like a couple of Ninians, a couple of things. And the truth is, like, I healthily buy Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions and Figure Obscura already, and of course they have plenty that I can get and custom parts and all that. But even just to go, again, reminder that the original intent of the show was to kind of be like a traveling art show of like to be an art show of all these different customizers and stuff. It can just be that you can window shop and just appreciate this stuff, talk to the makers, talk to the creators. It's a great show. So go.
Please go.
All right.
And yeah, I didn't plan on buying anything last year either, but then Emil Wickman kind of ruined that for me before the show even started. So
what'd you come home with?
I got a Jinx custom from Arcane.
Oh, shoot. That was yours. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you got that.
Yeah.
Rob came home with a Court of the Dead figure. That's cool. I always sort of wonder where those things end up going. That's cool.
Yeah. And so I had said, well, now you have to give me a Vi. So he's going to be doing that at some point. But yeah, before the show even started, man, we were doing setup, and Emil was like putting his stuff out on the table. It's like, what is that? I was like, I saw the hair. I saw like the blue braids.
You did it.
And I ran over there. I was like, that one's mine. Thank you.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some other ephemera. JoshBrownCustoms.com, but also at Legions Con. Check it out. Brilliant idea for sort of like exclusive heads. Cool stuff. They're looking great. Oh, I will say this. Keep looking out for it, but do you have like maybe a ballpark of when folks might be able to see what you're doing with that fourth character? Are we talking 2 weeks?
We don't have a concept yet. So
you're thinking through it. Yeah. If people have ideas.
Yeah. Any ideas?
People have ideas.
Yeah, please, seriously, because it's a ghost. I want to do something different. There's a lot of helmets out there already, so I was thinking maybe just like
that's what this is referencing. Got it.
Yeah, ghost draft. Yeah,
I didn't get it, but well done.
If I can't think of anything, that may be my default. I don't know.
What do you mean default? That's gold. That's
default ghost draft.
Don't default my giraffe. No, okay. All right, let's talk about some other cool action figures that, of course, the Four Horsemen are involved in. I'll just say real briefly, because we'll be hearing more about Legends of Ramayan on this channel in a little bit, but this is a Kickstarter that is actively happening, that is active right now. Also, this is a toy line that exists. Wave 1 has been produced and has been available on Big Bad Toy Store for a while now, and I got mine in, and of course, like most of my toys at this point, it's just a pile of unopened stuff. Shame on me, but I'm gonna get to it. It looks dope in box. Shout out to Quip. yes, I've learned to appreciate things in their box, but I know I need to open it up and take it out. But they've got like a whole wave 2 plan, and that's really what the Kickstarter is about. If you're not familiar, I've talked briefly about it before. This is a line of stuff being pulled from the Ramayan, pulled out of out of Hindu lore, if you're familiar with Hinduism and the many awesome stories coming out of the Ramayan, done by Sumya Das. So I will again just quickly say that they're at 30,300 of their $50,000 goal. They've got 139 people, including myself, who are supporting this thing. They only have 1 week. So it's next Sunday during the news. That will be it. So I reached out to him a while back, and now I'm like, where was that message? Because I couldn't figure it out. But today I confirmed that this Tuesday, following this sort of stream of extra shows that I've been doing during the summer, this Tuesday, a little bit later, 5 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, because unfortunately I'm back at work, but 5:30 p.m. Pacific, myself and Sumya will be here on a special episode of the news talking all about these figures, the process behind them, where he's at, what he's thinking. I know this stuff is stressful for them. They're like, oh, we need like $20,000 or more dollars. So just kind of pick his brain about where this is and just, see where potentially it's going. They've got a lot of great figures that we'll take a look at. Just want to put it on people's radars. This is a thing. So if you're not familiar, go check it out. Again, the link will be in the file that you're seeing at that QR code, the bottom right corner. And then the URL, but go check it out. I think they're really cool figures. It's content that I'm in love with, and just, it's got its educational aspect to it. So I know that's there, and not everyone's built to appreciate that, and then that's fine. But come on now, that's just like, come on. It's like a big monkey looking god type guy. And this guy can move cities and, in his hand. So it's some cool stuff.
And there's figures out there. I mean, it's interesting because there's figures out there. Like you have one.
Yes.
So like you can go find a review, and Dorklair has one, and I'm sure others do. You can get a good look at these things now, and this is what you're getting. It's an interesting model, and the way I understand it, they probably put a lot of their money into getting those first ones made of their own money, right? So they're looking to continue and get some community support there. But the fact that they took that step on their own to pony up their own dollars to get some figures out initially is huge. And I would imagine would only help, because you can see they've made good stuff. So.
And, they work, again, this is one of those examples where Four Horsemen can be hired as a studio to help other people bring their ideas to life. They work with Sumya, who's like a big Legions fan as well, but like he had this idea for figures. And, I will say, obviously folks know that I work with Spiro Toys, with one of my favorite toy lines, which is Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. But what do these have that AWOCs currently do not? Tails, baby. They've got tails. And I know a lot of you are like, where's the tails? Well, go back some Ramayan figures and get yourself some tails.
These are bigger too, figures, right?
They are bigger. So, they stand a little bit taller. What did I just do with that? This is how things work in this like pit of mine. You put things down and they disappear. Oh, duh. So here is, so it looks like to be a little bit about 8 inches. So these guys stand at about 7 inches. Oops, I'm holding it and you can't see, but they're a little bit taller. They're bigger. These are deities and mythic of mythic proportion. So check it out. And also shout out to the art, man. I don't the illustration. Nate Barch is doing the painted backgrounds, and it's Tadam Giadu who does the artwork. I don't know if I was holding that up. Sorry. But my brother was actually just here, which is why I was late to Monkey Business. He was here in town. We were hanging out, him and my sister, and we were just admiring this packaging, man. Straight up like old school comic style. And like this is a lot of like stuff coming out of India. Had this sort of like classic, pulpy comic book style, golden age, almost silver. Anyways, check those out this Tuesday here on this channel. Sumya Das, creator of Ramayan, Legends of Ramayan, of the Ramayan, will be here 5 p.m. Pacific.
Very cool.
Cool. Let's see what other ephemera. So speaking of nymphs with ears and all that stuff, don't have a whole lot of info on this. Did you see these drop on Instagram?
I actually had never
Or
seen this
Discords?
before. Not until I saw your cover page for the stream. So I've actually missed this one.
Yeah, this is 4 days ago. The account Mezco HK, no relation to the toy line. Mezco, I'm assuming out of Hong Kong. So this is being produced by Lazy Monster Studio. I appreciate this so much because I'm like, to me, like, 112, what does that mean? But these are taller figures, like almost 6.7 inches, 17 centimeters. But I'm a sucker for, like, I love to see different figures in general, but also particularly women figures. For the longest time, I was like, oh, we don't really get women. Now we're getting a lot of really cool ones and different, body types and different articulation. So I don't know Lazy Monster Studio, but what took me was immediately was like looking at these soft goods and I was like, oh, those are pretty cool. And then I saw these logos and I was like, oh crap, Kai Labs. Yeah right.
Okay.
So Kai Labs working on, I'm assuming the soft goods. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Meow, but okay, with that pedigree, it's kind of like the Legends of the Ramayan hearing like, oh, Four Horsemen are working on it. That means something to me. The Kai Lab logo means something to me. Looks like there's two figures
behind it for sure. That's why you get some gravitas behind it for sure.
Yeah. And so the line is called Oaktown, which I laugh because I live in the Bay Area, Oakland. But yes, Oaktown. Fun fact: my real name in real life actually is related to oaks, but her name is whatever, Berilia Darkmoon. I don't say whatever; their lore matters, but names. She's an assassin. Cool figure. Like I'm just like intrigued by its existence, and I definitely want to see more. And then the other character that we're getting is Urug Blackhorn. She's a sorceress. Cool. Like look at that, like crystal kind of wand scepter thing, and she's also got this nice long. It's between a dagger and a sword. I don't know. But I look at her and I'm looking at the body. I was like, okay. And I'm looking at the sort of shading on the ab work. Cool. Of course, again, I'm not worried about the soft goods, but you just saw what I was about to name. What did you just see? What did you go, oh?
Well, at first I saw it was 18 centimeters. I was like, how's it taller? I was like, I'm pretty sure they're going to use the same body. And then, as you scroll down, I was like, oh, okay. I get it.
These, right? The extended, there's a digitigrade, I think might be the word.
Yes.
The legs like animals and and goats. And so she's a fawn. And yes, and exactly because you deal with parts and stuff. I think it's really cool. It's the same buck, but where the ankles go, you build this extra additional piece with an additional disc joint here, and boom, you've got, And it's funny, we were just talking about that earlier, about in the AWOC, the monkey business thing, we were talking about like, oh, what could you do for the giraffe and just do like an extended part on the arm? And then I was talking about your dinosaurs, like what a brilliant way. Like people need to look at hands and arms. If you've got figures where like Mythic Legions, where the elbows are removable, what else could you do there? Give me tentacles. Give me some weird stuff. But then looking at the ankle joints, it's like, oh, that could work for AWOC, the way the feet are done. Okay.
I worry about balance on all figures with those legs, because even the big ones can be a pain, but it's definitely a cool look, and it's definitely, they stand out for sure.
Do you have a Zezre Minotaur?
I do. I have all 3 of them, I think, that are out, maybe 4.
Oh, you probably have like the rhino and the other stuff.
Yeah, I got the rhino.
So like those legs are great. They're like this, but then I'm the same way. I was like, oh, can I put this on the shelf like that? And so we'll see. But those are big and heavy. So this is smaller and lighter. Maybe it's different. But I just think it's cool. I'm a big sucker for the fantasy thing, and obviously we are not, doing without. I was just like enjoying. My brother gave me his Asian exclusive for my birthday.
Nice.
And then it's like, oh man, I've got like, apparently I have a type. So it's like weird. There's no shortage of like, barbarians and dwarves and elves and all of this stuff. And now we're getting this, and it's cool. Oaktown.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I like that. I like that Conan. I have mine in my pile over here.
I will tell this. The quick story is I had him on Bombasby, for whatever reason, missed the thing. So I had him for the Asian exclusive for $5 deposit. I was in Japan. Someone was mentioning, I started to see reviews like, oh, wait, is that going out? I went to check. It's like, I totally missed it. They basically said, sorry, you lost your deposit. It's gone. So I was like, okay. And I started seeing reviews, and some of the stuff I was seeing on Balance, I was like, oh, maybe I don't need that, because it seems like people are struggling with having him stand up and stuff. And then my brother's like, here, because he bought both the US version and this version. He's like, they're very similar. I don't need both. Happy birthday. And I was like, okay, cool. And I started messing with him. I opened up yesterday, and I was like, no, he's fine. Some of the things that he's missing are in terms of movement, are some of the things that exist. It's the same for some of their other figures, like Dark Wolf. Also, you can't pivot but it's not impossible to make him stand up at all, as it seemed that people were talking about in some of the reviews. I love the double knees. I'm in love with Frazetta Girl's diaphragm and the way these things move up here. Dude's got giant pecs. It's ridiculous, but awesome. Apparently he wears wigs too. And I really like it. I have an issue where I need to loosen him. I only opened him yesterday. He can turn one direction, and I don't even want to mess with it. You can hear. Like he can move to the left, and even right now he's like seized up. So I gotta, but I can get him turn this way, but not the other way. So I gotta heat him up and play with him. But overall, sculpt is gorgeous. Paint job is beautiful. I love all the like pitted details and stuff. The heads, some of the photos, I was like, oh, I'm not sure, but he looks really great. As we know this with all toys, you get them in hand, they're very different. Awesome. Yeah, so you opened yours or not quite yet?
No, it's in the pile. We were talking about piles. It's over there in the corner, waiting for me. I got the Asian exclusive too.
Wait, so you have a pile in the corner too?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what are we doing with our lives, Josh? What are we doing with our lives? But Oaktown, check it out. Just another thing to put on the radar, because I think it's cool. Again, Kai Lab. That's cool to see them like officially working with folks.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just cool. We're living a cool time for figures. All right, let's see what else have we got going on the docket. Oh, hey, before that, Jurassic Jesse is here. What's going on, man? Awesome. And then of course, he is here. And yes, dude, I have a type. Just be half naked.
That's like all of our types, though.
Eat a lot of cows, do a lot of push-ups. I don't know. What it is we're attracted to the unattainable. And for me, frankly, that's
unattainable.
Yeah. But that requires work, a level of work that I'm not prepared to do. Yeah. That said, what else do we got, man? Okay. This figure, I've talked about him a couple times.
Yeah.
Armor Man, Hong Kong comic book, I believe, is where he came out of. I saw this from 3.0. I was just like, man, that's a cool thing. And right now, bugs are in.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, and people know I like my bugs, but I love the anthro bugs. So we got like Sexy Ice doing the mantis and these beetles. We've got, Kamen Rider, Guyver, that kind of like a buggy thing. Armor Man, similar vein. I honestly have not read the comic book, and I don't care. He's a cool looking character to me. Saw it on Big Bad, pre-ordered. So he's available right now. Bad. Yeah. He's a $70 figure. So, he's like, I know that for a lot of folks who are like, what? Give me my $30 figures, $25
that
figures.
Could be more. I was expecting more, to be honest, for
an import from 3.0. Yeah. I think it's cool. And I'm also just wanting to get like a more humanoid, like there's the Mega Man stuff, but I wanted to see how their figures are these days by 3.0. So I'm excited. They released this video and I was all about it. They're just kind of pushing it. Just cool looks, nothing more. I wrote in the notes or in my sort of file, I was like, damn it, Brick likes it. Doesn't care if nobody else does. But I'm going to keep showing it.
Yeah. I don't need a lot of story. Like I'm like I hate to say it, but I'm like the Legions guy that I'm just like, it's cool, but I'm just like, I'm not that deep in the lore. I could go without it. Give me the figures, give me the toys. That's all.
Visuals then. It's like a lot of visuals and what they can do for you.
Yeah.
Same for me. So I'm just looking at there's LED lights in, of course, because that's a thing. I'm not necessarily super into that, but it is what it is. 17.5 centimeters, so he's taller. He's probably like closer to like 7.5 inches or 7 point something inches. But check out the poses, man. So I'm excited. Bugs. That's that.
Check that out. You might have just enabled me on that. I've yet to go into the bug world.
Yeah, I don't know how I got into this anthro thing. I swear I wasn't like super, but here I am. I like again.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you do like Guyver or anything like that? Was that on your radar?
No, I mean I knew of it, but I don't have any of the figures, or I've never watched any of the stuff or read any of the stuff. But I've seen the design; it's super cool, and all the sexy eye stuff. I'm just like, that's so awesome. I would love to have. I'm just like, I can't. I'm not going to pay that right now. For
sure. Those are not cheap toys. Yeah, you're right. These are cheaper than the sexy the $70 price point at BBTS of all places too.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways, I do have a type. So let's go back to half naked men, more human men. Yes. But this guy's got a skeleton. You said yes. So this is I know you're familiar with Brutal Realm. This dropped. Was it just today? Yeah, a couple hours ago. Today. They are like, hey, this is the final prototype for Grimskull. And so take a good look. And they, they're in the comment or in the caption, they're clear, like, don't worry, he still has the soft goods stuff. We're just showing you what the body looks like. So don't trip on that. It looks really good. The sculpt is looking solid. We knew that, but it's all about, I know they keep tweaking like the articulation and whatever, and probably like all the armor and how it lays on him. I think it's looking cool. This is the main antagonist of the line. You were in on awesome. Some
I love how
they took
oh yeah, I'm in on these for sure. I love how they took the time. Like, we're gonna print this in black just because it's Grimskull and he deserves to be printed in black.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
And I'm glad they're taking their time to refine things. And obviously, like a lot of small indie companies, they were hit with unfortunate situations that have slowed things down, and hopefully people are understanding about that. So to me, I'm just like, take the time you need, guys, get it right. The more time we have, the more time I have to save, because I'll just buy more when they come out. So
it's really good. I look everything that I'm seeing. Shout out James and Jason. They're doing great work. So it said here to clarify also that this and as well as a fully painted Chief Motto prototype will be at the Joe Lanza show in September, which is cool. Very cool. Yeah. And I'm assuming these guys are going to be there too in November, right?
Yep, they'll be there. They were in the hall last year, so we may be neighbors. Who knows? We'll see. That's
right. They were in that hallway. So, again, come by Legions Con. Can't say that again. Or Joe Lanza, if that's more in your neck of the woods. Check that out. There's going to be some good stuff there, and fingers crossed you'll see some really cool Spiro stuff there as well. So check it out. That's where they're at. Follow them, talk with them, see where they're at. But let's get back to bugs, man. So
bugs.
I have shared these things, right? These Gashapon, Bandai stuff. I opened another one last night with my brother. That little cricket, or no, this is a mantis, but it's like these things are incredible. This one, I will say, some of the joints, like these legs pop off easily. So that's a new thing for me. See, look, boo. But not bad for $4, I think is what I paid.
It's too real.
Yeah, but check how real these are. So the wings pop out, right? And they build in all of this, like, for whatever reason, this was a thing. This articulation is what needed to happen.
Yeah,
Again,
no one
folks,
needed.
and
It's crazy.
ball joints at the body, $3 toy. I think this was a 500. If it might have been an 800 yen one, but I didn't know that this existed. And at first I saw Gashapon, which is the capsule toy thing. You go and you put your coins in and, you get your toys. I saw that and I was like, oh man, did I miss these? Were these in Japan while I was there? And I kept reading in the translated. And so apparently this is a series that I didn't know about, but it says a sample of the original color version of Art in Gashapon's Time Bokan has arrived. And this last one this thing is called Dota Batan. Dota Batan. As with the previous one, it's fully movable and composed of a variety of expressions. The front wings unfold to reveal the internal mechanism. So these things are like little robot, like steampunky looking things.
Yeah, let's say this steampunk. Yeah.
It's like the steampunk version of that thing maybe I just held up. They look very similar. But look at all the like mini mechanisms and the legs. And so I was like, oh man, I'm going to miss these. But I was reading it and there's something in here listed as online limited Gashapon. I don't know much about it. I'm going to be hunting these things down, but I think they're really cool. And you can kind of see the size in the dude's hand, assuming he's not
big. And
a
you were able
child.
to get some on the website, right? Didn't you have like a website you went to get some of your other
There
ones?
is a website. Like if you're living in Japan, apparently you can order these directly. Not so much here. But in Japan, they give you the thing and like you can order that, and as well as they give accessories. They have like stands and stuff. But check this thing out. I just think it's cool. Like it's a cool little design, color-wise too. Like, oh, it's like I get it, gold mechanics, but like no, white and greens. It's cool looking. Apparently, this one's like a limited edition white color one. But there's the mechanism. That's cool stuff,
crazy,
man.
Yeah, that's more my speed. I don't think I can go. I like the bugs are cool. I don't think I could have the realistic bugs in my household. I think my wife would flip her lid if she saw.
Yeah, she's like breaking them, like swatting at them. You get home and they're all broken.
But yeah. But no, this is cool. Yeah,
little arcane.
Way more
maybe?
detail
I
than
don't
they
know.
need to have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's wild to me. It's like way more detail than one would expect. Hey, look at this cast of characters who's dropped in. We've got what's up, Rowdy Riles is in here. Good to see you. We've got this guy who's wondering, is that Josh Brown from Josh Brown Customs, or is that Josh Brown from, I don't know, Jack Smith Customs? This is the dude from Josh Brown Customs. What's up, KJ? And this guy, what's up, Kevin? Kevin toying around. If you go watch Thursday nights Enablers, that's a fun thing. You'll learn a lot about my culture and Kevin's adventures with folks from my culture. Always a good show. Always
we'll just leave it.
Yeah. You are bugging, Jesse. Well done. And Larry loves the detail. Yeah, it's kind of wild. What I don't know is how much this stuff costs. So there's that. But also, shout out to, I guess, the designer, Matsuoka. And I was like, that name sounds familiar. And I was like, have they worked on stuff that I don't? But hey, while I'm there, let's take a little bit of a break. We were, I think, on Enablers or maybe another show we were watching and chatting. And you're like, hey, it looks like you and I are watching the same shows.
Yes.
So are you kind of like, are you immersed in anime too? Like, what are you watching right now?
I'm not immersed. Immersed in a couple shows. Like we're really new, like extremely new. Just started. Me and my son. I think he had some friends at school. Yeah, he had some friends at school that were watching some stuff. And I just kind of asked around, and a lot of people just recommended, "Hey, watch Kaiju number 8. It's like new. Nice. There's like 8 episodes or something. And we watched it and absolutely loved it. Like it was amazing. Like it took me some time to get. Not through, but just like to get used to like some of those anime-isms that are just kind of like that are in anime and not in American cartoons.
Sorry, I had a flashback to Wade. I had a flashback to Wade talking about the.
I'm a little,
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it.
I acclimated, but But man, it was amazing. And then, you know, all of a sudden I needed all the figure arts and then all that stuff. And then
Boom.
yeah, boom. And then we watched Demon Slayer. And I'm telling you, man, like that show is unreal. Like,
Yep.
I can't believe, like, we're like super into it. We're like rewatching it. Can't wait for the movie. Like, super pumped on that stuff. Like, that is some of the best animation that probably exists. I don't know. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the art and the animation, the movement, the effects on that show are definitely like special.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. And now they're having like 3 movies to like kind of wrap it up or whatever. So we're like all jazzed on that.
Yeah, it was playing in Japan when I was there, and I think it's not coming out here for a little bit. Was it September or something? The first movie?
Yeah.
Came out July 18th over there.
And it's like breaking records and stuff over there. Like it's yeah. So
what else? What else is on your list?
We're watching JJK now, so we're on season 2 of JJK.
That's right. I think that's what it was. Wherever we were at, like I mentioned, no, JJK, I'm on season 2, and you're like, it looks like we're in the same world. We are watching the same things. Okay, that's cool.
That's it. Like that's kind of our 3 that I mean, you know, once we get past Kaiju, I don't want to start too many, but once we get past that and catch up on JJK, like we'll see what's next. I need some recommendations. We watched like the One Piece live action. I will not touch the anime. There's too many episodes. I need to stay with like current things. You know, less than 1,000 episodes is good. You know, so
once you get episode 500, dude, it just flies. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I can't do it. But no, it's been fun. Yeah, we're having a good time.
That's awesome. And I was just having this conversation with my brother today about like how neat it is for this group of this generation to have access to this stuff through the internet and through streaming services. Like Netflix was kind of stuck in a situation where, like, you know, of course, like all of a sudden Disney is removing their stuff because they're about to do their own streaming service, and all these other studios were doing it, Paramount, etc. So they had to pivot, and they pivoted by like really embracing a lot of like international content, as well as like producing their own stuff, and then naturally transitioned to taking international properties like anime and turning them into live action shows. So that's, you know, we're getting the One Piece thing that was like on paper shouldn't have worked, and it totally works. I really enjoyed that. And so now I'm on like 1,011 now, like 1,011 episodes later. Granted, I'm not sitting there watching, so I'm not the best watcher. I still think Augie from Toy Migos is the best at that. Become a channel member, hang out after, and watch their shows on Thursday, because he does a kind of recap of what he watched, and he's totally like on it, watching everything, watching in Japanese, and then sometimes going back and watching in English. So what's that? But generally speaking, just sort of like listening and watching when I can like watching, especially in obviously in subs. I have to watch, but it's cool, man. It's such a neat way of telling a story over extended time and just building a world and seeing all these different relationships. And it's quirky as all hell. Like if you think this bug right here is the weirdest thing you've seen, wait till you see snail phones and that go blah, 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 like whatever. Like but it just works. So it's cool. It's refreshing stuff.
Everything I've heard, by all accounts, like everyone seemed to really love like the live action one, and it was like faithful to the show. Because again, I have no context for the show or the anime at all. So it's it seemed to be pretty universally enjoyed and liked and loved. So
well, they're making changes for sure. They're making changes for sure, but it's really cool. Like smart changes, because they, you know, it's 1,000 episodes, so they're moving at different rates, kind of bringing in stories together. But you know, they're working with the folks behind the show, the creator himself, and like getting their blessing. I think their characterization, live action characterization of Luffy is amazing. The casting and like, oh, it's different, but it's Luffy. It's weird, but so I'm totally into it. And having been to Japan, man, this thing it's a beast, man. They love it. My kid just got into the One Piece trading card game, so he's all about that. So Yeah, we're all one pieced here. But all the other ones you mentioned, loving it. JJK is, I don't know. At first, when I heard people talk about it, I was kind of like, oh, wait, what? People were saying things like, it's X-Men, it's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That didn't work for me. And I watched it and I was like, no, that's not, it is those things. And I get it. Those are touchstones, but it's in this world, in this culture, and like the whole idea of like the curses, and it's great. And if you've been to Tokyo or if you're from Tokyo, I'm sure that's a treat, because it's kind of like just watching like a Marvel movie and going like, oh yeah, that's New York. I know that place. Same with JJK in particular, like saying like, oh yeah, totally, that train station. And it's kind of
we on our bucket list, and I've actually talked to my wife into wanting to go too. Like Japan is if we do a big trip, like it's Japan.
Yeah.
Like we're going. Like we both, my wife and I both actually just got our 20-year anniversary at work. We work at the same place, which is interesting. But we've both been there for 20 years. And we get like, you get a trip or something. You get like to pick a whatever, like for being there for 20 years. So we're going to try to combine them and get it and parlay it into a trip to Japan, hopefully in the next year or so. We'll see.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. The yen sucks for the folks in Japan, but for us, like the dollar is much stronger than the yen, and it just went down after we left too. But what that means is like we were hanging out with my brother. Like I said, he was in town, and he was living there for a while and goes back and forth because of his job. But we went out to dinner here and some Mediterranean food, 4 of us. I was like, damn, what we just paid today could be like 4 meals at restaurants in Japan, in Tokyo. So it's
I'm sure by the time I go, it'll completely flip flop and it'll be extremely expensive to go. So we'll see. But
well, I don't know. Well, that's okay, because apparently you're just eating instant noodles. Is that right? Kevin said you watch an anime eating instant noodles.
I was talking to DK there in IG for a little bit and getting some tips on ramen noodles, and he was giving me some because I'm in Southern Indiana. Like there's not a lot of extravagant or exciting or adventurous foods around here. So I managed to find a site online to get some better ramen. So I'm trying to up my ramen game. Adding eggs and spam now. I got the spam, Kev. I think he was telling me about that. So I fried up. I did that last time. So I'm working on it.
All right, I'm going to send you a care package. And how do you handle how are you with spice?
I'm okay with spice.
Okay, well, I got some stuff.
I mean, don't level 5 me or whatever. Like when you go to like the Indian restaurant.
I'll let you know, and you can just try, and whatever. Like you're getting it from me, so it's not no. Just take a taste and throw it away if you don't like it. But no, there's some good stuff out there, and I want to help with that adventure. It's cool. It's been fun. And Larry's behind on Demon Slayer. That was the anime that made my youngest a dyed-in-the-wool like manga and anime fan. Totally upped his literacy, because he was like, I want to download these or find these in the library. I want to read them. He watched it and reread them all like so fast, and then he just branched from there and found stuff. So super into that. Do you have a Nintendo Switch?
I do. Not a new one, but I have a Switch.
Yeah. There's a Demon Slayer game that's pretty fun too, and graphically, like when they mix in like CG and stuff into the animation on the show, there's a little bit of that going on. When I'm watching, I was like, damn, this is cool. They really paid attention to the art direction of the show. So check that out. Jesse's saying my kids are addicted to K-pop, Demon Hunters. That's awesome to hear. And I'm wondering, I was like, is it just my kids? My kids are 100% into it. I know like a bunch of adults are, because you're seeing them like singing songs on social media and stuff. My kids are super into that. Like we're singing those songs like over and over, like Saja Boys and, all that. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it yet, but it's on the list. We will be watching it. Yes. And it's funny because, 6 months ago, it probably would not have been on the list. You know what I mean? But like now, after kind of diving in and watching some of these shows, like that looks cool, that looks fun. It's definitely something we're gonna check out.
It's cool because again, it's like it's steeped in K-pop and Korean lore. There's some Korean sort of like again, I'm always careful with words like mythology. Like people are like, oh, but that's what we live. But like, you know, kind of like fantastic supernatural creatures and stuff are in there as well. It's actually a Sony animation thing. So it's coming out of the West, but working with folks there and working with a bunch of different actors. So that, you know, folks are involved, Korean folks and as well as other Asian folks are behind the, I was going to say camera, but behind the production as well, and voices and stuff. But it's really cool, and it really treats the K-pop thing with a certain love and the K-pop fandom with it. So it's kind of neat to sort of see that play into it. And the songs are on point. They worked with legit, like, you know, K-pop musicians and dancers and actual like performers. And then they kind of I don't know if they're mocap exactly, but they use them as models for the animation. It's fun.
Yeah.
And if you're into superheroes, you get the references are there too. If you're just into like Western superheroes, it's all a fun mix of pop culture. So
I only have a small smattering of K-pop knowledge because there is a Korean joint around here that I would go pick up some food, and they have the music videos going, and I'm sitting there waiting for my food, just kind of like taking it in, and it's like, this is awesome.
A whole new world, man. We didn't even talk about it.
You know.
Yeah, but even like the anime we're talking about, like we didn't even talk about like the music. That's the other thing that my kids into. Like my kids, like when I was their age, it was like hip hop, punk rock. They're just like, they look on YouTube and they're like listening to like stuff out of Japan, out of Korea, out of HK, like, and I'm listening like, oh, this is dope. So like, and you're talking Kaiju number 8, that One Republic song at the end, like it's just always like stuck in my head. And it's like, oh man, good stuff. What's up, Tuvaz? Good to see you, Tuvaz Zone. Agreed. So like Sebastian saying Demon Hunter's the bomb. My girlfriend is addicted to K-pop. Demon Hunter says Larry's Geeky World. So it's good stuff, man. See, same thing, man. Oh no, sing along in the movie theaters. Woo, that'll be an adventure. All right, a couple more bits of ephemera, and then we'll call it out. So I did want to look at some other customizers. This is a piece that was a random aside, but I remember you saying that, and I was like, oh, I want to know what else he's watching. In addition to doing the customizing, people will do things like go to your website, Josh Brown Customs, and find parts. But other folks will just take the existing figure. This is an Ilyana off-the-shelf Marvel Legends figure. But Uncle Sam, 1989, will go back and do some paint jobs and custom paint jobs. And I think it's wild to see what people can do.
That is crazy to know that sculpt is under that left picture.
Yep.
Like really, and that's an older Legends too, I imagine, unless that's they re-released it. But
they did re-release it. The face looks a little different from mine. Like mine, my eyes were both looking in the same direction. This one wasn't. But just like I'm looking, like all the line work, the dark edges. I'm assuming it's not line work. They're probably laying down the darker and then laying down the lighter on top, but it creates this nice crisp sort of line going outside the eyeball and the eyeshadow. Really cool stuff.
Yeah. I imagine the new one might have been face printed, so that probably is the older one. But
you're right. I mean, I love Ilyana.
Yeah. You're not touching a hand like paint job like that though, with the face. Even with the printing, it's unreal.
Yeah, agreed. There's something about the face printing is cool. Like definitely the likenesses tend to be a lot tighter than some of the older paint jobs. Some of the older paint jobs were fantastic, but there's something about the like kind of inkjet printing, particularly when they're doing like doing the gradients and like the shadowing. When you put it up against like the hair that's painted a particular way, there's a contrast that I'm like, oh, so this is beautiful. I feel like
they're good from 3 feet. They're like the 3 foot,
sure.
paint job.
Careful.
Yeah, I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, is Kevin still here?
Yeah, and just getting the eyes straight is a win for sure. Uncle Sam is always killing it. Very talented. Yeah, and it's just filled with talent, man. So
I don't think I follow. I need to follow him because I don't think I recognize that one.
Uncle Sam, 1989. So meaning likely younger than me. Hey, Marvel, folks, you know, and they're like, man, your stuff is all like weird. You're like bugs and stuff and big old orcs. Give me a property that I know. So I love Marvel. Illyana's one of my favorite characters. I love Darkchild. When she was Darkchild and who she's become now. I loved it when she was in Limbo. And I also love Fantastic Four. So Toy Blocks put together this photo. I meant to show the actual photo before the behind the scenes. But this thing is really cool. Here's a couple of the actual photos that were produced from this setup. Really cool. And of course, if people are looking at this and like, oh, I recognize the figure. Where's that? Okay, the Herbie. But what are they in? That is a, you know, custom design printed deal that it was Toy Blocks. Yeah. Who's done them?
Toy Blocks prints them, and I think Innovation Model sculpts a lot of his stuff or most of his stuff. And they're crazy with it. Yeah.
So damn cool. Yeah. I think I was showing like they have to do like X-Men stuff in the X-Men movie or like the Cerebro, but like checking that out and checking this out. Look at that setup. Cool, really cool. He actually pulled off a couple of really great shots. Let me go ahead and share this in the chat for those following along, and you can go follow him. But really cool stuff.
Who took the shot? Do you know? Who took the actual picture? Is it because there's a few people on? Is it Toys Life maybe?
Toys Life maybe? And Innovation Model. Oop, I'm not following Toys Life, so do that because people are doing good stuff. So Steve.
Oh, Toys Life took the picture. Okay.
Yeah. So there's the photo. And then here's the model or the printed thing, Toy Blocks. Check that out, man. And of course, if you watch the movie, they had their own take, their very MCU take on what the Fantastic Car at that time looks like. Who knows if we'll get a Fantastic Car that can fit 4 to 5 people in the MCU coming in the future. But this, in the meantime, they're giving some nice old school Kirby style comics love and some old school animation style. That classic Fantastic Car I've shown here before, but check that thing out, man. Swooshable for days. Hey, really cool.
Tempting to get an FDM printer, man. I mean, but that is printing on a scale I can't even like really get my head around, you know.
So you only have the resin printers? You never got an FDM printer? Oh, okay. You're like, I like messing with chemicals, so
that's the thing. It sucks. I don't. But you know, when you're dealing with those little heads, man, the resolution is. But yeah, you're not printing that in anything other than this. This is it's unreal.
Did you watch the Fantastic Four movie?
I did. I saw it and Superman. Yeah, I
enjoy it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I had a great time, man. I really enjoyed this sort of like finally bringing Marvel's First Family to the big screen. I'm loving like this kind of moment that they're getting. And so like there's all this attention now on the Fantastic Four, which is awesome, but also Herbie, which was a cool, weird, quirky thing that happened because they didn't have the license to put Johnny Storm in a cartoon, or the license, the rights. They'd sold those rights to somebody else to do like I think a movie or TV show, probably a movie. But now Disney, who's putting out these Marvel stuff, is like, okay, that's cool. I'm glad people are really into Fantastic Four. How else can we use this? And so this was a video that came out from Imagineering this week. The folks who do the park stuff. My brother is, these are my brother's colleagues essentially. And so they are like, hey, we want to make Herbie a thing so that maybe we can put them in parks for people to go visit Herbie. Doesn't necessarily mean that these things are like gonna be in them, but in this case, they straight up said, they're gonna make it screen accurate Herbie to meet guests for a limited time at Disneyland. Shout out Anaheim. But if you take a look at like, it's on a ball, just like the one in the movie. It's on one giant ball right there, and it's constantly balancing and adjusting the weight to get it to balance upright.
I never noticed that. That's cool.
The blend of art and technology and science and engineering that happens over at Walt Disney Imagineering is a trip, and I'm always just like blown away.
I think they learned a lot in ball technology with BB-8.
Yes.
Remember when
They
that came
figured
out?
out.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, all those videos, because everyone was like, "That's not real. That's CG." You know, this and that, and like they brought him out on stage or whatever. And then there was a lot of really cool behind the scenes like shot or videos on how they made BB-8 and stuff.
Yeah, they had like two options. One was like a puppet, and then the other one was like this actual robot that people could like interact with, and really cool. So I don't know. I just wanted to share that because it's ephemera. We do ephemera here. You mentioned Superman came out was the other movie, and shout out to Jason B. Michael for this shot because that Superman's also having kind of a bit of a moment right now. Not that Superman's always been here. He's been in movies, but I will say for me, this is the first time in a long while that I really enjoyed Superman on the big screen. I wasn't too much of a fan of the more recent stuff. But this kind of took some of the stuff from my childhood. I definitely grew up with the Donner Superman and the Christopher Reeve stuff. And I wasn't like super in love with that stuff, but I do have that sort of place in my heart. But when I saw this new one kind of embracing some of that, especially the musical cues, man, like instant tears for me, this old guy. But just the way they kind of brought him into the modern world, I really appreciated. And a lot of it had to do with like Superman doing sort of damage control and saving people, everyday people, that I was like, oh, that feels good to see.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I just like you, like I was born in 82. I watched the old movies. I liked them, but they weren't like ingrained in me. But when I went and saw Superman in the theater, and I heard the musical and I heard those audio cues of like the old song, I like felt it. I was like, I don't even know why. Like, I am not the biggest Superman guy. I was just like, oh. And then,
it's because John Williams is a genius.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Which was part of our lunchtime conversation with my brother the other day. Like, that dude, oh man, so lyrical. But anyway, like if you think about, if I say, Superman theme, if I say Indiana Jones theme, if I say Harry Potter theme, if I say Star Wars theme, like all of this stuff, you just hear. Even properties that I'm not super into. I wasn't super into the Harry Potter movies, but I freaking love his music. So you're like, oh. Anyways, great movie. But hey, not to take away from Jason B. Michael, this shot is really cool. And so I'm always intrigued, like, oh, how was that achieved? Like, oh, it's like a big screen, like what's going on with all the smoke effects? And like, nah, man. He's like, this is the city is. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's wild. Did he even need all the stuff in the front? He was just like, I have extra. I'm just gonna put this.
I mean, you've got a lot going on in the foreground. I think what it is like you want different depth, right? So this is the stuff. It looks kind of compressed, but this is the stuff that's in front of him. And then there's a big gap, and then there's just stuff that's a little bit blurry.
Oh, there's a gap. Okay.
But when you shoot it at the lower angle, you get that look, and I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
And like lesson for toy photographers, you don't always need to focus on the figure, even though like it's the figure, but it's very much more about everything that's going on around him, that like it's this, oh, what damage has happened, and the character's like rising above it all. It's so cool. And there he is. Great toy. Looks great. But I don't know. I blown away by this.
It's just the shape. Yeah, it's just the shape. Yeah.
Really cool stuff. And yeah, shout out to all the photographers who do this stuff. There you go. He's got like this box. I was like, did you just tear up like his duvet, or shout out to Fight Club.
Honey, have you seen the blanket?
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me just finish this shot. I'll put the blanket back. So cool. Hey man, look at this guy. Larry's Geeky World has Superman tattooed on his back. It's awesome. You should get a life-size Superman tattoo on your body.
A life-size?
Yeah, just see how that works out. Let's see. Oh, okay. Going back to the Johnny Storm of it all. Eternal Gunblade, good to see you. Thank you for watching. I thought it was because they didn't want kids to hurt themselves because the Human Torch is on fire. And I think Mr. Ryan Clark said the same thing. But from all the research I think that has been done after the fact, they've said that that's an urban myth, an urban legend. The rights were actually tied up in another project, so they couldn't use Johnny Storm, so they created Herbie to complete the Fantastic Four.
Interesting.
And then Lone Dragon is one of those kids who would have lit themselves on fire back in the day because he's like trying to glue a bunch of rocks to his skin. Don't do that. But yes, and Jason B. Michael is in fact the man. Have you ever messed with photography? That ever been in your wheelhouse?
I mean, I've taken a few shots that I'm fairly proud of, but I don't. Yeah, it just kind of the time gets away from me. I think the printing is kind of taken up most of the time out because it's like I'm done with work and I'm done family stuff. I need to take stuff off the printer. You know, it's just. I have a couple shots though. I'm like, man, I want to get into it. It's just, it's just time. But,
same. I appreciate it. I love the idea of doing them. So, but I leave it to the folks who are doing amazing work. Captain McKay inspired me. Here's a shout out to the channel. He inspired me to do some stop motion. So the other day I put up a video of this gigantic cyberzoic Arctic dragon as a short. It's up on the channel. Y'all can dig for it. But I normally have like the figure on a turnaround, but that thing is so huge. I was like, how am I gonna show this thing? So I downloaded a stop motion app and just started taking a bunch of pictures, moved the thing around. For me, the more fun part was the sound design, and it's literally me going and then like layering stuff. So check that out if you haven't.
I missed that. I will be checking that out.
It's fun.
Let me add that to my furious notes.
All right, let's close out. So I'll do one more sort of custom thing and you said his name a couple of different times, but this is a Marvel toy that came out of Marvel Legends, exquisite looking Dragon Man figure. That was the talk of the town on Kevin's show the other day. Thinking that he's Ube Man because he's got that beautiful purple Ube skin. But there he is. Look at that thing. Yo, that thing is so cool. I'm so bummed actually that I missed out on it. I went back and forth and I ultimately was like, oh, I'm cool. But my biggest regret is people like you who are printing these amazing like alternate heads for it that like, oh yeah, of course you can go through and look at sculpts that are made for like Legion's figures, Ogre scale, and these other things and apply it to Dragon Man. So here we have Steam Powered Mom, Corey, painting up. Like I saw this, it's quick too. Dude was fast. Like this thing came out and you pointed out like, man, he is a painting machine.
Yeah.
He should be
the Corey day I got my figure in. Yeah, he had full customs done before the day I got my figure in. I was like, when did you get this figure? He's like, yesterday or something. What the heck, man? Okay.
Check him out on the Highly Posable Show Friday nights. You can sit there and listen to KJ read a lot of things while Corey paints. It's been a while since he's been on, but yes, that dude is fast. But check this stuff out, man. Perfect. Like it fits this character so well. And I was like thinking, man, that Dragon Man is so extensible. You can keep the Dragon Man, dope android character, or you can take him to these other like places with this like cool demon sculpt. I've seen a bunch of people. I've seen a sort of Cthulhu type one going on, and with his whole body, and like here's just a little bit of soft goods. It's really cool. You like that figure?
Yeah, and I have an extra, and he's probably the reason that I'm keeping it now because I think I want to make. He made another one too. It was like a Thanos looking head. Did you see that one?
I haven't seen that one.
I'm getting that. It was probably a post.
There you go.
This. Yeah, that one.
Oh, I did see this one. That's right. So when I say people have been making cool customs, it's actually maybe one person. No, I saw another Cthulhu, but like Corey is obviously like going to work.
He's unreal. I think that was a sculpt from Monster Machine Creations, the same guy that did
looks like
your Galaxy head. But I was like, he had that the day one, like, dude. Like, and then I'm getting one of those heads off of him. So,
is this a Zez right? No, what is this? It looks the size is interesting.
I wasn't sure.
I don't know what that is. It looks a little on.
It's
but that
bent
is so
in a
cool.
really disturbing way, though.
Yeah, and everything is bent. Even his it's like following gravity. It's odd.
No.
But this thing is really cool, and this gives you a sense of like what could be done with this body. I love the big chunky legs. The wings are awesome.
I hope they
Yeah.
find a way to use it again somehow.
Yeah.
Because
Surtur?
it is
Maybe?
really good.
Maybe new
Hope it doesn't
legs for Surtur.
Maybe.
There's maybe a couple of Marvel Universe stuff that could be done with this, maybe.
Yeah.
But he's really cool looking, man.
Really cool cybernetic head, like a half, like half dragon with like some of the skin like cut off of it or something, and then like the cybernetic parts would be cool.
I love it, man. Yeah, definitely keep it. Don't give it up. Keep it. I think it's rad. And make yourself an extra. All right, so that's pretty much it for like the customs and stuff. This is just a fun little thing. Laboobos. I have no hate for them whatsoever. I love Monchichi. I mentioned them last show. I was like, oh yeah, these are totally like the spiritual successors, if you will. But I saw this and I just thought it was just too damn hilarious. People, I can't tell if this is because you never know with folks if this is serious or a joke, but someone is posting these out there in the wild.
It's a good joke. If it's a joke.
Yeah. Because if you know The Exorcist, the demon that is actually being exorcised is a demon named Pazuzu. So clearly there's a connection. Laboobos are demonic. Satan wants the children. If you don't know that is true or not, you can check this. There's a text reference there. You can do your research. And so check it out. And Laboobos are vessels for ancient Mesopotamian spirit Pazuzu. Burn the doll, cast out the spirit. Again, there's a text note there for you to do your research. We are raising $150,000 to buy and destroy the world's largest Laboo, the Alpha Demon. I am really hoping that this is not serious for a number of reasons, because humanity sometimes is worrying me. But I actually hope it truly is both a joke, but then maybe it might entice some people who like are concerned about Pazuzu getting the children to donate so that this person can basically take their money and build an awesome Laboo collection.
The website is real. I just went. I had to. I was like, I've got to do it. Website is real. I really hope it's not a group of parents who are passionate about protecting children, because that's what it says at the top. I really hope it is what you said, and some nerd that's just like, I want all the Laboobos.
Here we are, and yeah, we're signal boosting this thing because I think it's fascinating, hilarious. Open your eyes. The return of a Mesopotamian demon.
It's gotta be a joke, right? It's gotta be.
Yeah, I think so. But the thing is, like, we both grew up in a time where there was a satanic panic. Even before then, before us, there was fear that Beatles records were like communicating devil stuff, and there's Judas Priest, whatever. But so there's plenty to play with there. But man, what a way to kind of potentially take a trend, and potentially raise money. Like I said, to get your $150,000 and go buy like some expensive Laboo. It's part of a broader pattern, Josh. So, I mean, to be clear, like I'm not helping showcasing stuff like this, clearly demon stuff, and you're holding up dragon idols. I think it's a joke. I think it's totally a joke. Holy crap. I hope that's not. Is that real?
Well, I just went to the first Give Send Go link and they've raised $25. So I don't think that's real.
What's this, Canada?
I'm living dangerously. I'm just clicking on all these links over here and we'll stop.
Oh, I'm doing it online. So yeah, that's not real.
So funny.
Give, Send, Go. Oh, look at that, guys. Should we? They raised $25. Should I contribute?
They raised $25. They're not raising anything.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, come on. Good. That's so I've restored my faith in humanity that no one is at least biting. But anyway, if that is an ephemera, I don't know what is. So there you go. But here's your next custom. You're going to print a Laboo head and throw that on top of your extra dragon man. Done.
similar to that I can't say.
Oh, okay. So real quick, just so you know, your voice went out for a little bit. So I think Pazuzu might have heard whatever you were saying and cut off the transmission. But we'll see.
I'm sure there's something coming that is the Boo-Boo-esque somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be
sure.
amazing.
Right. I'm sure.
It should be.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, it should be. I have got an idea, but I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to talk to Jason from Spiro. No. Hey, man. Legions Con. That's when I will see you in real life in November. Thank you so much for coming to hang out and actually sharing all that stuff. You didn't have to do the exclusive here, but I really appreciate that. And I am looking forward to seeing what else you and Jason come up with. Jason Demon, that is.
Yeah. Thanks for asking me back on, man. And I'm terrible at keeping secrets. So as soon as I get something I can show or like get some pictures, I'm like, I want to show it. Let's go. So this is perfect time. So that was awesome.
Cool. And let me know what's on your list and what's not on your list. I've got a bunch of other stuff. Once you're ready to check out some other things, I've been all about an older show, but it was newer to me. It was out of Korea called The Kingdom. And it's live action show. Like the production quality is crazy. I keep likening it to like they saw a Game of Thrones, like a Game of Thrones level production, almost not quite that intense, but it's just fascinating. I don't want to reveal too much, but that was really cool. There's a Japanese series of movies called Kingdom, so that might be confusing. If KJ's watching, Korea and Japan are two completely different countries and two different places. So, but just to clarify, so those are some cool things. There's a bunch of live action stuff I've been checking out. And I don't know, we're living in wonderful times. We're getting toys from all over the place. Pazuzu is back in the form of Laboo. I've got all sorts of half naked men. So like, man, what more could we ask for? Yeah, man.
All the stuff
okay.
told was evil. Yeah.
So people should just keep an eye on what's going on in your Instagram. Is that probably the first and fastest way information will be coming through?
Yeah, cool. I usually keep the custom stuff to Josh Brown Customs just to kind of separate just like my normal stuff, I guess. That like I post a lot anyway, but all the heads and stuff are over there just for people that don't care to see that stuff. So I'll probably post all that stuff there first.
Very nice. So I on the links, I've got information for Josh. You can get in touch with the website. You can go to his personal IG and just, that's probably like a get to know him, talk with him, see what other toys he's into. And then the Josh Brown Customs Instagram too, as well. I don't know if you wanted to.
I'm terrible at naming
things. If you're still selling toys.
Yeah. Just put my name on it. It's fine.
Do you have on IG? Are you controlling Josh Brown of Josh Brown Customs? Because that's
is that too long? I feel like there's a limit. I could be wrong, but
I don't
know. A character limit. It's not a bad idea though.
So look out for that stuff. Are you going to be trying to connect with? If you haven't thought about this, like go on all the Legion stuff as we head into like the Road to Legions Con stuff. Get on those shows and let people know what you're doing, because I think you've got a cool idea with the Crossroads characters.
Maybe. I mean, whenever I post stuff, I'm not the type that will go around and ask. So if I'm asked, I know, Jesse, I know your show's so late. I can't. Jesse's asked me a couple times to be. Come on, I can't do it. I'm too old.
See, it's a West Coast thing, and he's in the Nevada area. That's why people wonder, why do you do it at 3:45? Because like I realize there are people on the East Coast, who want to watch shows that are also on at that same time, but also like, man, we're all old. We're not kids anymore.
I have to get
need our sleep
in the morning.
Yeah.
Get on the bus. It's so late.
Well,
I mean, I would be happy to be on a show that anyone had asked. But I'm not gonna. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll get closer to Legions Con. I would love to have you back to sort of talk more about that, and we can compare notes and see what we're excited about to see. But I will reach out to certain people because I think I understand you. You're like me. You are not the type to say, hey, can I come on? But for some reason, I have no problem talking to other people and telling them that they should have Josh Brown on.
Well,
so I will do that. No, but they should. They should. What's up, Grumps? Let me get you in here. What's up, man? Thank you for watching. He's calling East Coast. What's up? No, it's all love. Josh Brown Customs. Thank you so much, man. Always good to hang out. Good to see you. I know you've been super busy and had a bunch of stuff going on, but good to see you, sir. To everybody else, thank you for watching. Thank you so much if you're watching live or on the replay. Do all the things, the likes, the subscribing. I'd appreciate it. And the comments. Like comments are they tell the YouTube God algorithm to notice me. So anyways, that's a thing.
Notice me, senpai. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, folks. That's what we've got going on this Tuesday. Legends of the Ramayan Sumyadas will be here Tuesday, 5 p.m. That's 8 p.m. for you folks on the East Coast, grumps. Come check that out. Ooh, I just realized, though, that means I'm going to have to catch Chat Migos later. Anyways, watch Chat Migos, and then on the replay, come check out Sumyadas and me talking about his Kickstarter. Go check out their Kickstarter. 7 more days. Let's help get them over that last 30,000. And yeah, take the money that you were going to pay to stop Laboo Pazuzu and instead put it towards some Legends of the Ramayan figures. Done. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you again, Josh.
Thanks for having me. It's been a good time. Yeah.
Of course. And look, the sound worked. Here's some music. And let's get out.
Get on earlier next time to practice, just in case it happens again.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Adam. That was totally my bad. We were talking, we were talking about people who are in the chat right now saying all sorts of nasty